Andreas here with Zauberberg Kennels. Today I would like to talk to you about the myth of how to prevent or how to stop the puppy from biting the ankles or pulling on your clothes. Unfortunately, we see that there's a lot of wrong advice given still by telling people that they should give a replacement, such as a toy or a treat, if the puppy shows misbehaviors like that. Now you think about it, in most cases we see that there's no effect in that regard going this way about fixing the problem. If you think about it like simply a creature that cannot be communicated with through language, then you do something bad and I present you with what you want, with something you like. So in other words, the dog perceives that he is doing a certain behavior, biting the ankle, pulling the pants, and the toy appears or the treat appears. Don't you think that maybe it would make a connection to do more of it? It truly does, because most of the time if people go about this problem this way, they will discover it's not going to go anywhere but maybe getting worse. So what we suggest is that first of all you got to find a way to mark the moment of the right behavior and give a reward then. It's all said and done when we talk about clicker training in previous videos. So once you have a marker, you can easily mark the good behaviors and ignore the bad ones. What that means is if a dog goes jump down, bite, not jump, bite, not jump, bite, not bite, bite, not bite, then there is a couple of seconds where he actually does what we want him to do, which is not biting and not jumping. So if we pick that moment and mark it where he does do the things that we want him to do instead of the bad ones, then he'll truly understand that the reinforcement came for not doing the behavior. And it's not like he's not doing anything. He stands on his 4 feet, not biting is the behavior. Make that very clear. Because people say, oh, why would I reward him? He's not doing anything. Yeah, he is. First of all, he's not biting because he's doing something else. Maybe it's backing up. Maybe it's taking a pause. That pause, 4 feet on the ground, not biting, should be caught and identified and reinforced therefore with the marker followed by the reward. Now, 2 ways of going. You can just pick and mark when he's not biting at all, or you pick the moment at which he stops biting or jumping and reward that. And when I say that, it's not going to be, oh, you don't bite, I click, identify the moment and reward you. The reward then for the behavior that we want needs to be fairly continuously. Because if you just click and give him one treat for not jumping or not biting, after that he'll figure, well, I guess not jumping and not biting is not really rewarding, so I might do more of it again. Another thing is that if you reinforce the right behavior and it is understood by the dog, then those behaviors, standing on 4 feet, not biting, not jumping, will increase. It will get bigger. It will reoccur more likely because it's something that he understands to be rewarded for. That being said, 24 hours a day, that's just how it is, limits the time of any activity. That being said, if you grow the good behaviors by identifying them and reinforcing them, there's less time, since they reoccur more often, to do the bad stuff. So at the very end, after numerous of repetitions, there's nothing wrong, I feel, to maybe reprimand those bad behaviors after he already knows the good one to do and be reinforced for it. to reprimand the bad behaviors, and right after that the right behavior occurs and it needs to be identified again and reinforced. So don't just say no, 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 no. Don't just reprimand bad behavior. Create the good behavior first, because after reprimandation of the bad behavior, the good behavior will be reinforced and will again bloom. So to sum it up, just concentrate, create a marker and concentrate on reinforcing the good behavior. In our case here, biting as a problem. Just concentrate on identifying the moment where he's not biting. Continuously reinforce that it grows on him and on you. And then maybe put some reprimandation to the bad behavior, because maybe you'll not be successful with what I'm saying, obviously, right off the bat, because behavior of jumping and biting is fairly self-reinforcing. Meaning that even if you reinforce the stopping of the behavior, the desire to do that behavior again is just great, because it is self-reinforcing. Why do dogs bark behind the fence? Why do they run up and down fence fighting? There's no reinforcement that we can see. The owner even goes and reprimands him for doing so, and maybe he's successful for a minute or two, and then it starts all over again. You wonder, where is the reinforcement here? The one dog doesn't get to pull the other one through the fence and kill him and eat him, or pulls the other dog's foot through, or whatever. The other dog doesn't run away to reinforce the dog on the other side and show submission. They just run up and down and bark, 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 bark all day long. Nobody gives them a treat for it. So that's a clear sign of a behavior being self-reinforcing. Why is he digging? Not because he wants to build a house, so he digs up the bone. They dig sometimes just in a spot for no reason. So the same thing. Watch when you're dealing with behaviors that possibly could be self-reinforcing and kind of compete with the reinforcement that you can provide to identify the right behavior. So to sum it up, at the very end, after numerous of repetitions, you have the option, of course, to reprimand the behavior that you don't want, if you have a way to immediately identify the right behavior as the bad one stops and reinforce it properly and continuously. Then you'll succeed, and the dog will choose not to do the behaviors that he doesn't get paid for. Thanks for watching, and good luck.